This video is designed to help school staff develop a Tier 2 check-in, check-out system for their PBIS. To explain how they created their PBIS culture at Longfellow, here is Principal Smith.
Well, PBIS for us at Longfellow School has been a very good tool for us to not just expect things from children and teachers, but to show our appreciation for them following the rules that we have, the school-wide expectations. We did many of the things before PBIS came that we're currently doing with the PBIS, but it gave us some common language and labeling for some of those procedures we had in place. One of the best things we found is we get much more tie-in and much more buy-in actually from students and staff when we're able to recognize them for doing good deeds. And this gives us, we've developed a number of tools. Certainly check-in, check-out has been great for individual students that need particular help, but also we've created some situations whereby we acknowledge students for doing good things, have teachers acknowledge students for doing good things. We announce constantly on our announcements both morning and afternoon. Students have made good choices. And also shouting out from staff member to staff member for things that they're doing to promote PBIS throughout Longfellow School.
At Longfellow, they have staff act as mentors, with each mentor having 4 or 5 students who check in with them daily. This mentor is not the student's classroom teacher. They are another staff member who will work with a student. The mentor needs to be happy, excited, and positive throughout this process. The student comes to the mentor in the morning with their daily progress report, or DPR, signed by a parent. The student receives positive verbal feedback from their mentor. The two work together and set a goal for the day based on the school-wide expectations. The student then receives a new DPR for the day. This new DPR is completed throughout the day by the student's teachers. At the end of the day, the student checks out and receives positive feedback. Let's now watch a student check in with his mentor.
And I will, oh my gosh, it's getting better and better. It's getting better and better. Stop it. Okay, so we were on time again this morning. I appreciate that. What are we going to still work on? Be respectful? Yeah. Okay. Any specific area that you want? I mean, be responsible, not respectful. Which one? What? More productive? Okay. And I love the use of the word productive. And today is the 20th. Okay. Okay, thank you.
At Longfellow, students who get 80% for 5 straight days on their DPR receive a prize. This prize is selected by the student and is something small, such as having lunch with a teacher, a folder, or some other small items. Students stay in check-in and check-out for all 8 weeks. And Longfellow will have a celebration breakfast in January and again in June for all those students who successfully completed the program and did not need to go back on it later in the year. Here's the DPR form that Longfellow uses. It has the student's name on it, the mentor's name, the date, and the scoring rubric. On the bottom of the DPR is a space for the student to sign and for the parent to sign. These forms are printed on carbon copy forms with the student keeping one and their mentor keeping one for the records. These scores are also put into Exceed. There are example DPR forms located on the PBIS page of the MPS portal, in the folder Tier 2. The student takes this form with them the entire day. At natural breaks, for example after their reading and math blocks and when going to the cafeteria, the students receive a 1, 2, or 3 in the areas of be safe, be responsible, and be respectful. The teacher will give the student verbal feedback and a score according to the rubric. Let's watch a student get feedback from their classroom teacher.
You know that you've been doing a really good job in most subject areas, but what subject areas do you think you especially need to work on when you're not being as productive as you should? In reading, yes, so we've talked to you about that this week, so that's what where I'd like to see you improve, okay? All right, thanks, let's have a good day.
The classroom teacher gives the student verbal feedback and a score at these natural breaks marked on their DPR. The teacher suggests areas to improve and acknowledges strong areas for the student. The teacher needs to be positive and enthusiastic and not just mark the DPR with a score without an explanation. At the end of the day, the student checks out with the same mentor and goes through their day. The student then takes the DPR home to be signed. If you have any questions on this process, please contact your PBIS external coach.